Hey star-powered friends, thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. My name is Alejandra Sofia and I am tuning in to the Pisces New Moon 2019 coming in on March 6th, 2019 at 8:04 a.m. Pacific time. Now, I'm tuning in from today, which is Wednesday, February 27th. So I'm still in the Aquarian new moon energy. We're in the fourth quarter right now, but we're wrapping it up. So I'm looking ahead, tuning and really feeling the swell underneath of now and the swell that's coming in and what we're rolling into. So I need to go briefly over the last 5 new moons. Because this sixth new moon that's coming up, of a sequence of 7 new moons all in a row that are happening through the activation of the 16th degree frequency of that sign. So it started in October with the Libran new moon on October 8th, 16 degrees Libra. I pronounce it Libra. And in November, we had the Scorpio new moon, 16 degrees Scorpio. In December, we had the Sagittarius new moon, 16 degrees Sagittarius. And then the January new moon in Capricorn, an eclipse. So right in the middle of this sequence of 7 new moons in a row, we have the fourth one, a partial lunar eclipse, and then we had the super blood moon, full moon in mid-January. And then we bust out of the eclipse energies as we're changing, letting go, opening up, wrapping up, cutting the cords, and so on, to really get to our power, true power and authority, and hear the clear voice of our visions. We get to the Aquarian new moon, we bust out the door, February 4th with the Aquarian new moon, 16 degrees, and it ushers in the next animal new year, Chinese New Year, of the year of the yellow earth pig, otherwise known as the gold pig, gold boar. And so we started a new, a 3-phase cycle, or 3 or 4 phase cycle of bringing in the new year that started with December 21st, 2018, the doorway of the winter solstice. So this next new moon coming up on March 6th, we are now headed into deep, deep, deep magical waters. Friends, the power of this new moon and this time, if you've been listening to my videos, I recommend listening to any of my Chiron and Aries videos, the Virgo inner earth activation video, and the relationship revolution video, because of this time that we're in right now. And we're busting through the doors. We are with Chiron, with this new moon in Pisces. The important thing with this new moon in Pisces is, and the power of it, is that it involves a 6-planet conjunction, tightly conjuncted within 1 degree orb. So the sun and moon are at the same degree of 16 degrees Pisces, and then they're conjuncting Neptune in its own sign of Pisces by 16 minutes, so that's within 1 degree orb. And then we have Vesta, the Vestal priestess, your inner worker that wants to focus and get working on your dreams, the hard worker in you, the one that can devote time and energy and focus on a vision, on a task, the taskmaster in you. So we've got the sun, the moon, Neptune in Pisces, and Vesta all conjunct within 1 degree in the sign of Pisces. I mean, oh my goodness. Wow, what a potent time. So my challenge right now is to attune to this dear, sweet, sacred, beautiful sign journey of Pisces, this life stream that streams through all of us, whether we were born with any planets, a rising, descendant, or cusp houses, whatever, in the sign of Pisces or not. We all have the sign journey of Pisces streaming through our energy body circuitry, our biodynamic, electromagnetic, multi-dimensional superplex of potential superpowers. Keyword, potential. So Uranus in this last degree of Aries right now, but when we roll into February to March 6, 2019, in just a few days, in just 6 days, lo and behold, right before the new moon in Pisces at 8:04 a.m., Uranus arrives to the land of Taurus, where it shall be for 7 years, joining a new era, a new time of many people across the planet bubbling with new consciousness, this inner arrival to a new earth being born through individuals. You are one of those individuals. I am most definitely one of those individuals. And the power of this new moon in Pisces at 16 degrees Pisces is that we've got that powerful conjunction in Pisces that I just shared with you. And then we have 2 planets at the 1st degree frequency in the chart of the new moon in Pisces that's going to be resonating throughout the 29-day lunar wave cycle that initiates through the portal doors of the new moon in Pisces on March 6, 2019. So, 2 planets, Chiron, the energy body, the rainbow bridge, your chakra system, and Uranus, the higher self. That, on this day forward, I declare we are no longer allowed to use the words higher self, because that is another word that I do not want to use anymore. Phrasing is spiritually bypassing the actual truth. So what we're walking into right now, what's being activated inside of you, is throw down that language that keeps separating your own intellect from your soul, from your emotions. Throw it down. Higher self is true self. It's you self. It's core self. It's love self. It's light self. L-O-V-E, light, optimally vibrating everywhere. Light consciousness, light self, light willpower, create willpower, okay? Chiron in Aries, 1st degree of Aries, super power point of the human astrological blueprint. It is this I emanate, I pulse with myself, frequency, energy. You create energy, create your own energy, okay? Pisces new moon 2019 chart also has the Uranus at the 1st degree of Taurus. So again, this beautiful aspect of, that's what happens when I start getting angular and all my angels start flocking around me and I'm like listening to everybody. I'm listening to the great mystical musings of my mirthful angelic energies that fill me. So it's these sudden jerks, angled versions of me that you're seeing as my channel opens up and lights up. So back to it, Chiron and Uranus in a semi-sextile, that's an exact 30 degrees. That particular aspect, the semi-sextile, is called the picking up stitch aspect. Now, what is picking up stitch? Google it, picking up stitch, and just watch it happen. That is what's happening. You are picking up stitch and threading yourself through. So it is time to pick up those things that you left behind in early childhood because of traumas and dramas that continue to ensue only because of emotional confusion. That's all that's been happening. All you've been doing is undoing and keep undoing them. Just release them. And these delusions, these distortions that created I am nots. So, and separating your soul from your intellect and from all these parts of your circuitry and clogging up your channels. And so the power of this new moon in Pisces. Here we go. Are y'all ready? Here's the biggest clue to get deep inside of you. Yes, drum roll, please. It is a 5-letter word. Music. Music, 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 music. Muse. Amuse yourself with the muse, the inner muse that gets inspired by music. So, this Pisces new moon, the way to find yourself, to dig yourself out of your own depths, to climb out of these places where you've been living in invisibility of yourself, in isolation, just wrapped up in your fear because of deep subconscious early childhood traumas, dramas, programmings that imprinted these self-imprisoning places that are that allow your, or have given you, just stumbling across my words and worlds, and that really just cramped you up inside. And then started making you walk around in this false version of yourself that you began to identify as you. So that's how you've known yourself. And so if you're listening to my channel, if you're tuning into me, I am here to share and be a beautiful town crier of the earth, of what lives inside of you, what lives inside of me, that everything that you want to be, that is beyond your fears, that means you have to push beyond your comfort zones. You have to get these comfort zones that clouded you and bogged you down to claim your turf, to claim your domain, to claim your sacred connection to the universe and all that is, and the secret treasure trove of you, yourself, and your existence. And that everything that you have inside of you that wants to come forth and pour forth unto the earth as you uncover the deep riches of you through your own channels. And Pisces, with this time, it's time to pick, so that picking up stitch, I'm picking up that stitch again with that thread of, it's time to pick something up, really pick something up and weave it into your reality. So music, keyword. Now, you may be a musician listening to this. You may be a singer. You may be somebody who's like, what? I got music well played into my life. Fine, but there's a new level to go with it. Whatever it is, whoever is listening to it, you could be a denier of music, like, oh, I'm not a singer. I'm not a dancer. I'm not a songwriter. I'm not. And that's where I say, breathe, pause, music. Just take that and feel the music, whatever kind of music that you like to play. Oh, you're not playing music? You're not listening to music? You allow the tasks of your life to drone out and drown out your own deep soul's desire to be nurtured and felt and to access these points inside of yourself that only music can do. Oh, you've got a hidden desire for being a songwriter deep down inside of there, like, oh yeah, I always have wanted to write a song. Oh, I have always wanted to play an instrument. And oh, that one time back I got that story for sure in my childhood story, and a deep desire that welled up inside of me and then got squashed. So it could be through your own family upbringing that was not praised or prized. The arts weren't prized. Pisces is the artist. We are all artists. There's another clue. We are all artists, every single one of us. And Pisces is a deep channel into the primal and prehistoric you that exists unto this earth by birthright and coming through the birth-born channels of your mother and your physiology and your biology, and in the metaphysiology of the astrology blueprint that weaves secret places inside your own soul that only the muse can open up. So, the Pisces New Moon 2019, with Saturn being a ruler of this, Saturn and Capricorn being a ruler of the new moons, because of, just know that Saturn is the ruler of new moons, always. Saturn this year is in Capricorn, and this particular degree, of 19 degrees Capricorn, is sextiling in a well-working relationship with all those Piscean planets. Those 4 Pisces planets, including so it was the Sun, the Moon, and Neptune, and Vesta, the asteroid, all together within 1 degree. And in a sextile, works really well with Saturn in Capricorn. So you take the time, you carve out the time to do that thing that you want to do, that you've been wanting to do, that you've been denying yourself. And if you're still in denial of whatever that is that involves music, dancing, I'm going to give you some clues. Going to a dance class, designing a dance class, to whatever it is that's taking that next step, being a songwriter, being a singer, taking voice lessons, designing a playlist for whatever, whatever that is, throwing a party. You've been wanting to throw that 80s dance revival party because that was your era. That's when you were a teenager, whatever it is. So it involves music, it's inspiring, and it brings people together. So Pisces, one of the reasons why, most importantly, that we're all lonely and depressed and suffering is because some deep, deep part of us, due to emotional traumas, we got cut off from ourself. So and other people. That's why Pisces is so lonely and depressed and alcoholic and drug addict and all these syndromes of Pisces, because it's lonely, lost, and bereft. The lost and the lonely, that is the deep Piscean anguish. But then you reunite with this lost self, and it becomes a secret portal to you fulfilling yourself through your dreams, through your artistry. And you heal your circuitry. We've got Venus in Aquarius in a 40-degree magical secret passage doorway novile, the novile aspect to the Piscean new moon. That means you got to get up and charge up that, Chiron in Aries. You can thank the gods, thank the god and goddesses for configuring and conspiring together for our best possibility and best outcome. And this is what I'm doing, is describing how to do it. So with Saturn and Capricorn, they're forming an awesome sextile, and you've got Chiron in Aries and Uranus in Aries holding it down in the first degree, not Uranus in Aries, but Uranus in Taurus, first degree of Taurus, firing up these channels of like, I am, I will, I will, I will. And you've got to create willpower. You have to push yourself out the door. Jupiter in Sag here. So Jupiter is squaring this stellium of planets in Pisces for this whole next new moon in Pisces season up until April 5th. So as with Jupiter and Sag, it's like go beyond. You need new scenes, change your life, all those things that are shaking you up and wanting you to wake up. It's your life. You're an artist. Jupiter and Sag. Sag is another planet that's Sag is a sign, and Jupiter is a planet. So we're inside of a year where we've got Neptune in its own sign of Pisces, we've got Jupiter in its own sign of Sag, we've got Saturn in its own sign of Capricorn. That's powerful. That's very, very powerful to really, in a year in which we have Saturn and Pluto forming a conjunction that's coming into exact January 2020 in Capricorn. So the main primary issue with that evolutionary energy of Jupiter, of Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn coming together is power and authority, inner power and authority, and having to restructure your reality so that you are living it according to yourself, according and in connection to how you want to be ordering your life and creating structures. So definitely these structures are still getting cleaned out, these old structures, because you're aligning with the true you. And that means you're going to have to stand up to your own self to hear your truth and be willing, willpower, create your own willpower, share it with others, your relationships, the relationship revolution. So the primary relationship is you and you and you and your existence. Your birthright, to claim your life for yourself. So you have to rebel against your own inner structures of self-doubt that keep creating depression and pessimism and the can'ts and the nots, and untie them. Music. So again, we're going to go back to music, and I offer to you the ways in which I'm growing through. One of the ways I'm growing, and I'm going to grow through this new moon in Pisces, is I'm going to pick up something I left behind a long time ago. It's not the same instrument, but it's something that I've been dreaming of for a few years, and it is the ukulele. Now, I don't know how to play the ukulele. It's basic. It's all very basic, but I am just showing to you my level right now, which is the 0 point. I am at the 0 point. Another way of looking at this point that we're all at, with Chiron at the 1st degree of Aries and Uranus at the 1st degree of Aries, in this new moon in Taurus, in this new moon in Pisces season coming up in just 6 days, is that we're all at the 0 point. And use these evolutionary energies to bust out of your doors, and that means dream deep. Pisces is this rich inner child, inner dreamer. You are the soul of the earth, singing your own song. Go to Bach, go to kirtans, go to write poetry. Pisces is the poet. It's the feelings. It's not the intellect. It's not the taskmaster. It's the dreamer, the feeler. There's desire in Pisces. There's longing, and longing to merge, longing to connect, to share, to open up. It's this pure, undiluted waters of just flowing, and they want to connect with the world. The Pisces isn't the thing with Pisces is it's not disconnected from the world. It's always in connection. That's why there's so much agony and anguish. So as you're creating more, as you continue those habits or these channels that continue to get clogged and bogged, that are keeping you in disconnection from yourself, that's when, as you mature and are maturing through your channels, to just stand up and uprise and really be a representative of yourself, and not just a representative, just be yourself and feel be real. It's authentic you. It's you being you and not trying to get somewhere and be, all those things. It's just being present with your own emotional body. So I've said a lot. It's minute almost 22, and please subscribe to my channel. Please share some comments, and if you're interested in readings, if you like a star-powered, super-powered Piscean New Moon 2019 reading, please email me at starpoweralchemy@gmail.com. My website is temporarily down as I reconstruct, and I wish y'all much love. Thank you so much.